Alright, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Now, I have some very good news for you guys in this video, man. I finally got some answers because I have been kind of on edge lately. You know, obviously having to go ahead and pick up the motor, which was actually a pretty, it wasn't like a nerve-wracking experience, but it was like the first of, I guess, the many experiences that I guess a lot of car guys are gonna have to go through. I mean, that was the first time I went ahead and picked up a motor. First time I've actually seen a motor, you know, just the short block, you know, in person like that outside of a car, at least for this vehicle. I mean, I saw one for the BRZ, but that was just in a box. Like, that was the first time that I actually have seen a built motor done to that capacity. But I got some good news for you guys, man. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for some information on whether or not this block can be readily used. I'm actually gonna go ahead and get some gas right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get some gas right now, man. I can't wait till I can start pumping that green pump again, man. Like, this 93 shit, man. 93 bucks, 94 bucks, 28 gallons. It, dude. I'm glad that's not me. Here we go. I'm only gonna put like 15-20 bucks in here. I don't really need a lot of gas. I'll just try to keep this car at like above a half a tank at all times, just because I know the tune is kind of optimized to run the best, no matter if it's water or not, and at least to have the tank. So I'm just gonna put like 15 bucks in here, just so we good. All right, so we're out of here. Got my drink, got the gas. We good to go. I think I actually have to make another, oh my gosh, what the fuck? There we go. I think I actually need to make another stop today too, just thinking about it now. I need to go ahead and return a bunch of those like straps I used to hold the motor down. Kind of realized I didn't actually give those back. Ooh! Kind of realized I didn't give those back, so I should probably go ahead and do that before I get charged for that, because I know that shit is not expensive, or not expensive. I know that shit is not cheap, especially when you're like technically renting it, and I got it for free technically when I wasn't supposed to. So I for sure need to go ahead and give that back. I'm gonna take a scenic route. Of course, I'm running into traffic like usual around this time. Actually, it's not even like, schools aren't even out right now, so I don't even know why there's so much traffic. And we got a U-Haul truck in front. Look, that was literally me like a day ago. Like, what the hell? I gotta get my ISC fixed though too. Oh my god. Look, this is gonna be a bitch to get through. Oh, this is not gonna be fun. Okay, the light is green. Okay, we're good. I was like, dude, I'm about to be stuck here for like 15-20 minutes. Hell no. Alright, let's get out of here. Speaking of getting things fixed, I need to get my turn signals fixed. It's insane because I legitimately have an entire new motor. I went ahead and bought a whole new motor before I got my turn signals fixed. Like, that's probably like the most neglect any driver has ever done to their car. I mean, turn signals, I mean, they're important, I get that, but I'm honestly, I've only gotten pulled over like once, literally once, for not having these turn signals. And that was like during, you guys are hearing the ISC just completely just crap out here, but that was only during Texas 2K, and that was because cops were literally just like pulling people over just because they were required to pull people over for bullshit. But that was the only time I got pulled over for no turn signal. Like, it's insane. Like, apparently I got pulled over as well because my license plate light is out, which theoretically, I'm not gonna fix that. I mean, if you know, you know. I'm not gonna fix that. Actually, I didn't know that it was out, and I actually got told about that actually during Texas 2K time, and I was like, I I'm not actually gonna fix that. And then I got pulled over like, I think maybe like 3 weeks ago, might have been a month ago, for my license plate light being out again, but I was like on a back street. So I guess that kind of makes sense. And there was like no cars, it was just the cop. So I guess he just felt bored. But that's something I'm not going to fix. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna fix that, because that might come in handy. In Mexico. In Mexico. Oh shit, also, I have all new spark plugs as well. I'm gonna be replacing those because this car is getting some spark blowout at the higher RPMs. I'm talking about like 5,500 or more. It's getting spark blowout, so they need to be replaced. I mean, those plugs, they're old. Like those plugs, I haven't replaced those plugs. Holy shit. I think it's December. Might have been December, man. Like those plugs have been replaced since like December. They were re-gapped, but as far as like new plugs, it's almost been a year. So like they definitely need to be replaced, because I've for sure been beating on the car. Oh yeah. Cannot wait to go ahead and get front runners. I keep saying that, but this car is gonna look nasty with some front runners, man. Let me know down in the comment section what y'all would do, man. Y'all would get matching Weld S71s, or would y'all do something different? I don't know. I think the matching S71s would be cool, but I already know this thing got some Belix, Delax, however you guys want to pronounce it, will look sick. I need to get an engine bay detail though, for sure, because my engine bay is quite dirty, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I go ahead and say I'm gonna clean the engine bay, I end up having to do some work to it. So man, I think this thing gonna look crazy with some Belix, Delax, whatever. Or the matching front runners, hell, that could work too. All right, so the good news is yesterday I went ahead and made quite a bit of calls. Now, I called 2 shops that specialize in building 4.6, 2, 3, and 4 valves. The shops were Apocalypse Performance as well as Modular Head Shop. If you guys don't know who they are and you guys are trying to go ahead and build a 2 valve, 3 valve, or 4 valve, I highly recommend you guys going ahead and checking them out, because they have a lot of good information that they gave me, and I am a lot more comfortable going ahead and proceeding with this build. Now, originally I had the short block spec'd out so I could use stock components if I wanted to. Now, obviously there was a lot of upgrades done to this build, those being the rods, the pistons, and the sleeves. And there was a complication on whether or not I could use some of these stock components or some of the components that I already had for the car. Now, wanted to go ahead and get a second opinion, wanted to go ahead and double check that some of these parts may or may not be able to use, and a lot of them, thankfully, are actually be able to be used for the build. Now, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and throw my stock heads that I have on the car right now. I can actually go ahead and put that on this short block. Now, the only thing that's going to happen when going ahead and putting the stock heads on this short block is it's actually going to go ahead and bump up the compression. Now, right now, this short block is spec'd out to be estimated a 9.6 compression. Now, this is probably going to be bumping it up to around a 10.5 max. I haven't done the conversion yet, but it should be that maximum, should be in the 10s, which is going to be perfectly fine because I'm going to be running this car 100% on E85. I like to run all my boosted cars, especially ones that are going to be making high horsepower or seeing a lot of boost. I like to go ahead and run those on E because it cools the motor, and overall you get more results for putting, you know, less stress on the motor as well as the forced induction application, which I'm actually going to get into in this video as well. Now, what I cannot use with this build are going to be the MMR stage 3 blower cams from Comp Cams. Now, that's not a big deal. I don't really care. I honestly was not going to run those anyway, so those are up for sale. If you guys want some brand new MMR stage 3 blower cams, hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram link is going to be at the top of the description. I'll let those go for the low. They're ready to go right now. I will ship them, 700 bucks. Let me know. I know there's like a 4-month back order at least. That was when I got them, and that was back in January, so it's probably longer than that. Pretty good deal, 700 bucks. Come take them off my hands. I don't need them. They're perfect if you guys are trying to go ahead and boost your 4.6 and add a little pep to it. Now, because of this, I'm either going to go ahead and get some custom cams for the turbo, or I could go ahead and get some Modular Head Shop stage 1 cams. That's the most aggressive cam I can run if I was going to go ahead and stay with the stock heads, which I may or may not do, just depending on timing of everything, because theoretically, I think I still can get this short block into this car broken in. Like I said, I don't want to rush anything, but if things line up properly, I should be able to get this in for Texas 2K. But if I'm rushed, I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to go with the contingency plan, which I'd be okay with. But I do think that maybe I'd be able to get it in with the stock heads and some other custom cams. Now, what I'm most likely going to do is I'm actually just going to get some custom cams for the turbo, because this car is eventually going to go turbo. Do I want to go turbo? Not really, but just to make use of everything that I have right now, turbo is looking like the best option. Now, I actually am going to go ahead and reach out to Vortech to see what my options are. Maybe I can go ahead and get a YSI from them. Maybe I can go ahead and upgrade just the hardware in my blower, because this is actually a Vortech V1 TI trim oil fed system. So it's a heavy duty system. It was actually upgraded, or technically downgraded, but it was serviced and kind of, you know, refreshed with V2 internal. So I essentially would just go ahead and get it serviced again and put the heavy duty TI trim internals back in it, and then I'd be able to push, you know, around something 600 horsepower blower only on E85. Actually, it might be a little bit more than 600 on blower only E85, because the compression is technically going to be bumped up. So it make good power. We're talking about 650 wheel being a bad number, which theoretically it isn't, but obviously the motor is built for a lot more than that. We can go ahead and push some more. So if I do decide to go that route, more than likely I'm probably going to spray like an 150 shot, 200 shot of nitrous on top of whatever it makes blower only, because I have the Edelbrock intake, so I don't have to worry about that. The car will make 800 horsepower, you know, with the stock heads with nitrous, or damn near close to that with nitrous. So I'm not really too worried about that. I was gonna run nitrous anyway, but the turbo might be the best option. Well, it is the best option, but again, I'm gonna go ahead and see exactly what we can do now that I know that I can run some of my stock components on this car. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys would do. Would you guys just go ahead and send the head unit in to get upgraded, serviced? It honestly would be inexpensive to do that. Or should I just go ahead and try to get a YSI head unit or go turbo? Because it's either I'm going turbo or I'm going YSI. You know, it's just one of those two, man. I mean, the YSI head unit with my current bracket I have, it's literally just going to be just a drop-in replacement. So that could be an option as well. Obviously, it's not going to make as much power as the turbo would on, you know, per pound of boost. But again, we'll go ahead and see. This is going to be dependent on, again, what I decide to do and what cam direction I decide to go as well. Because I could put a stage 1 with the stock heads, or I could go ahead and just get the trick flows. Either or, literally, it's like buy trick flows for like the tax price, get a YSI, or save money altogether and just upgrade the head unit. Or I should say upgrade, service the head unit, and spray nitrous. I mean, there's a lot of different directions I could go. The cheapest route technically would just be to upgrade the head unit and spray it. It still would make good power. We're talking about like at least at the very minimum 700 wheel horsepower, which in a 2-valve, this car is fucking light. Because remember, This car's gonna have a K member, it's gonna have a front runner, it's gonna weigh like 3,100 pounds with me inside the car. It's gonna be moving out pretty fucking well. And be reliable because it's way under what the motor's rated for. So that's a good option, but again, I could do a lot of things with this build. So I want your guys' opinion on what I should do, man. Train your boy ears, and obviously gonna keep you guys updated when I go ahead and make my decision and what we're gonna be doing with the build going forward, because I got some spark plugs I gotta go ahead and drop in here, replace, and then we're gonna go run the car again and hopefully hurt some feelings, man, because this car's making 16 pounds of boost right now, so it's moving the fuck out. I think it literally makes like 500 wheel, or maybe a little bit less than that. Like it's fucking moving. It felt a lot faster even with the cutting out. So I'm excited to go ahead and get my hands on this car when it's out running right. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.